What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Bone Feather Bets. So, recap quickly of last night, and also then taking a look at what we have upcoming this week, but mainly this is just recap, final thoughts on college football week 2. So quickly, last night, the Bears broke our hearts. Not quite like the Ravens did the night before, but I mean it's in the same category. It's not as bad of a beat because the Vikings at least kind of scored within a regular sequence of each other. It didn't involve something like the Derrick Henry fumble, and technically we were only in the situation we were in with the Bears was because of the pick six, right? So. But I mean, at the end of the day, the Bears still had more total yards, they had more first downs, they had more everything. But when they were up 17-6, and they drove down, and then they got those two penalties and sacks and all that stuff back to back, and then they missed that fourth down field goal, I was worried because a Kevin O'Connell offense, a Kevin O'Connell offense, you can't you can't just keep giving them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And so you knew J.J. McCarthy was going to be slow to start, but if he keeps having time, he's a very efficient quarterback. You know, you're not going to keep Justin Jefferson bottled all game, and then it happened. But really, what the difference was, because we had the +2, so the big decider in this one was the 2-point conversion. And on the 2-point conversion, the Bears defense, they run a cross with the wide receivers, and rather than the cornerbacks handing each other off on the cross, they go with each other and the one covering Thielen. So the one covering Thielen went to the outside. One covering Thielen here got tripped up against his own guy. So they didn't even need a pick. It wasn't even like a rub or a pick play, whatever you want to call it. It just was a play, and that was the difference, because with that, the Vikings win by 1, and then we cover with the +2. So that was a big loss. So, I mean, yeah, the beat wasn't as bad as the Ravens, but it was for more units. That one was for 5 units and not 3. And it was another one where there's probably a lot of people who went to bed thinking we won that one, woke up this morning and saw that we lost, just like the Ravens the night before. So that sucks. It put those 2 games are back-to-back, because it puts a sour taste in your mouth. Sports betting is one of those things that when you lose a bet, it feels like you're never going to win one again, and when you win a bet, it feels like you're never going to lose one again. So anyway, final thoughts though. College football week 2. The first one is, if we were going to lose that Duke-Illinois bet, that's exactly how we wanted to lose it, because it took Illinois, I think, 4 turnovers to make that happen. Now they're ranked top 10. So people actually think Illinois is a good team, so that's phenomenal. I'm really hoping we get a really good number, Illinois, Indiana, and then that'll probably be a 10-unit plus game on that one, because Illinois is trash. That was the other thing too, is that game showed that Illinois is a trash football team, and that was really good to see, because we had that notion going into the season and confirmed that for sure. So if we were going to lose that bet, that's exactly how we wanted to lose it. I think Michigan has some problems, especially with coaching. Now, it would be such a referendum on Moore if they look better these next 2 weeks. That wouldn't be good for him. That wouldn't be good. I'm actually really curious to see what happens on that. There's a chance we're going to be on Michigan in that Nebraska game, because that number may get a little out of control. Just there's some public hate and public sentiment on Michigan that's just probably a little bit too much. So there's a chance that we're going to be on them there. I mean, nothing really on the big boys. A lot of the big boys didn't play anybody, so I mean, there's nothing really there. Florida, I think, is being overhated, but that is how it is. I mean, you guys saw we took that Florida line, gave it out yesterday at +10, and it's already down to +8 at certain places. So I mean, sharps the market. Sharps agree. Like, that's just too much of an adjustment on Florida. They're not that bad. They probably just had a bad game. They're not a very disciplined team, and so that's definitely a spot where you get got. They're getting ready to head into a 3-game stretch of LSU, Miami, Texas. So I mean, that USF game, they're probably overlooking that one. I think USC is real. We thought USC is real preseason, but I do think a lot of the efficiencies that you're seeing with them is, I mean, FPI has them like rated 5 or something. That's probably a little too high, but I think they're real. I still think Clemson's fine. Rain delay game, weird game, just kind of slows everything down. They got that pick 6 kind of led to them the 16-0. I think they're going to be fine, but maybe I'm wrong. But I still like them as a futures bet right now over Miami to win the ACC if you're a futures better. I still have the same concerns for South Carolina that I had after last week. Outside of Harbor running deep, I don't see much of what they have at wide receiver. And I'll add the bet now. We're on Vanderbilt plus 5.5 for 2 units. So we added 3 bets yesterday. We're adding this one today. We're on Vandy plus the 5.5 for 2 units. Just think it's too much. I don't think the South Carolina team is I think the South Carolina team is Lenora Sellers, who's probably top 3 players in the league, and then there's not a whole lot of other substance that I'm really seeing there with those guys. Liked what we saw out of Bama to show fight. I mean, if they hadn't, then that would have been very scary if you had got 2 weeks in a row like that. We'll see where we land on this Wisconsin-Alabama game. 21's a lot of points, but also Alabama's a significantly better team than Wisconsin. I mean, you look at the overall talent composite of those teams, they're not really in the same category with each other. So, and Alabama tends to have played very well at home under DeBoer. It's when they go on the road that they get in these issues. There wasn't a whole lot of marquee matchups for us to be really given. I'm not going to give you my thoughts on Ohio State beating Grambling by 70. That it is what it is. It's to be expected. I'm not going to give you my thoughts on Texas beating San Jose State 38-7. It is what it is. There's not really any There's no real takeaways that you have from a game like that, or Nebraska winning 69-0, whatever. Oh, I will give this one. The Arizona State loss is real. I said they were not the team preseason. This one confirmed it. Without Scadaboo, that's a very different team. Now, they did get back to running the ball in the second half, and that's what brought them this. But that loss was real. Could have been worse if Mississippi State had not completely lost their footing in the second half. I do not see them as the contender in the Big 12. I still like Utah or Texas Tech in the Big 12. I just do. I really haven't changed any of my preseason conference thoughts. Speaking of that, Penn State's fine. Who cares? They won 27-0 or whatever they won. They're playing a completely vanilla playbook. Like, they're fine. Like, their season starts when Oregon comes to town, and then they got one more game other than that matters, and that's when they play Ohio State. So they're as sure of a lock to make the playoff as anyone with that schedule. So they're fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Like I said, they're going to play 3 or 4 games this year that actually matter, and that's it. But anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Check out yesterday's video if you want those other 3 picks for college football week 1. And then we added that Vandy plus 5.5 for 2 units today. And we will be back at you tomorrow with our final thoughts on NFL week 1. Follow the video yesterday for the other 3 picks for college football week 3. That's our wrap up on college football week 2. And we'll come out tomorrow with our video for our wrap up on NFL week 1 and hit you with any additional picks that we add between now and then. And then obviously we'll be at you on Thursday for Thursday Night Football between the Commanders and the Packers. Looking forward to that. Thanks guys. Enjoy the rest of the day.